Hi guys, welcome to a different video. Just a one-off. I'm going to be going through all the leaders in civilization that I think are good to play as. Just before we get started, I'm not very familiar with Brave New World, so um, all I'm going to be going on is what I've heard and a few things that I might have been able to research. Um, I've had the need to research. So yeah, this is mainly for Vanilla and Gods and Kings, but I'm going to be throwing in a few Brave New World ones as well, based on what I've seen other people do and stuff. Ah, I've got you're going to be seeing pictures up, but I have got the wiki open, and this is how I'm doing it. Um, I'm experimenting with a different way of doing this type of video. Um, by just putting pictures in of what I'm talking about, so it's not really boring. So I'm gonna go straight in. Um, with a Brave New World that I've heard is good. Assyria. Um, I've heard that it's really good because of its siege towers, and if I'm correct, I've heard that the siege towers are the best siege unit in the game. Syria, the siege tower, I've heard, is really good. And the power is when a city is conquered, you gain a free technology already discovered by its owner. Gaining city through a trade deal does not count, and it can only happen once per enemy city. So that is good in in more advanced games, because in when you're playing a settler and chieftain and stuff, I often find that I'm miles ahead of everyone else technology-wise. So, if this is the case, um, then the power's not going to be very useful. So, just a thing to bear in mind. Um, Arabia, the Brave New World one. I have not a clue what the power is. Just by looking at it here, it doesn't sound too good. But when you're playing Vanilla and Gods and Kings, it looks really good. It doesn't look really good, it plays really good. An extra gold for each trade route um, is the major thing. All resources provide double quantity, that's just a bonus. Um, especially when you're doing trading. Um, the Camel Archer, not the best thing in game. The thing that really attracts me to it, apart from attracts me to Arabia is more than just the gold, is the bazaar. Now, it is amazing. It gives you an extra resource. When you've got special resources like dyes and stuff, it gives you an extra one if you've got a bazaar in the city, and it gives a lot of gold. So it's really good to play as. I really like playing as Maria Theresa. Maria's power is that you can spend gold to annex or puppet a city-state that's been your ally for 5 turns. And I think that's really good because it's pretty much free cities as long as you've got a bit over 1,000 gold. Um, to be 1,000 to be 500 to be your friend, and around 500 is the cost to actually do it. Um, the coffee house and Huzzah, I don't know much about them because I don't tend to build them or get that far because I tend to have conquered the world or something by then. Um, Montezuma is really good as well, in my opinion. Um, you get culture for every enemy unit you kill. Um, if you were to go down the honor route of policies, you'd only get to you'd only get it for if you're killing barbarians. But with the power, it's for every enemy unit. Sorry about that. And the Jaguar unit is pretty good as well. It replaces the warrior. Um, and it gives you it means forests. make it if there's a forest on the tile it moves into, it gets an extra move. Um, but if it's only the first tile it comes to, and the floating gardens is really good for city growth. So you can have big or small cities. So the Aztecs are really good for a cultural victory as well as a military. Um, and another good one, which I love playing as for Gods and Kings, is the Hunnic Empire. When you're playing as Attila the Hun. Now, Attila, the thing that attracts me to it, um, it attracted me to it for the power, but I later found out that the real thing you should be attracted to it for is special unit, the one of its special units, the battering ram. It replaces the spearman, which um it's okay, I guess. But the battering ram, it gets a 300, I think, city strength thing. So if a city has got like an archer and 12 strength, 12 strength, the city, you could just send in one battering ram and send him in, send battering ram in, and you've captured the city in 2 or 3 turns, maybe even one at times. So it is elite, and the horse archer, it's pretty good as well, but the battering ram is better. And well, everyone knows about Germany. Germany's military power is. Everyone hates being against human Germany, a Germany who's controlled by a human, because to be honest, the AI of Germany isn't the best, to be honest. Um, every time you destroy like a barbarian encampment with a person on it, or if you just kill a person on the thing, there's a 50-50 chance of it joining you, which is really really good. Um, I really like playing as Boudica, because you can get that really good pantheon early, and yeah, you can. It gives you a lot of really good stuff. Um, Getting a religion early in Gods and Kings is really useful, especially if you've got the right founder power. Um, the right founder, it's just amazing. If you've chosen a one to do with gold, you can spread it. You can spread it early before any other religions can stop you, and you can get like a load of gold. I often find I'm getting like 60 gold just by having a certain religion thing that benefits me. Um, so yeah, Theodora is really good, Byzantium as well as the Celts. Um, I don't know about in Brave New World, but in Vanilla and Gods and Kings, France is really good for building up your culture, because you get 2 culture, plus 2 culture a turn. Before you've discovered, I think it's printing press or something like that. Let's just have a look. Steam power, before steam power, so that's really good as well. Um, if you're desperate, then Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon is good for if you're going for a scientific. He's not the best, but he's okay. Um, if you're going for science, if you're playing as him, it's obviously you're going to be going for a science, or at least be really good on the science thing, because you get a free great scientist when you discover writing, and you get great scientists 50% faster. So you're going to be getting a lot of great scientists to get you more of that vital science, especially early game. It's really useful. Um, I like playing as Ethiopia as well. It's not necessarily the power, but it's special building. that replaces the monument. It's a steel. It gives an extra culture, but the thing that really attracts me to it is the fact it gives two faith. So it's another one for getting a religion early. Pachacuti, it's really good for moving your units, but that's pretty much it. The slinger is absolutely awful, but that's about it. Um, Gandhi is okay. It encourages you to have not many cities, and so it encourages you to do a culture win. But that's about it. Um, I like playing as Japan as Oda Nobunaga, and as the power would suggest, you're going to be going for a military victory. Well, especially on vanilla Gods and Kings, because you fight as full strength even when damaged. In Brave New World, not only that, you get +1 culture for each fishing boat and 2 culture for atolls. So you might be doing well on culture as well if you're going for Japan. And I've never actually played with the Samurai All Zero because I've been killed first. Not because they're a bad civilization, it's because when I was playing it, I was really new. And one of my absolute favourites to play as is Pakal of the Maya. You Once you've discovered theology, you get a free great person um, at the end of every Maya long count calendar cycle. So that's every 394 years. You can do the math yourself, but you can only choose each bonus person once. So yeah, that's pretty good for getting a early religion. It's also good for everything really. So really all round. The pyramid special building that it gives you faith, but it replaces a shrine, so you have to research pottery. It gives twice as much faith, and it gives you culture as well. I think either that or gold. Um, Darius is good. Satrap's Court gets you loads of gold. Immortal gets you. It's really good for clearing out those pesky barbarians, and the um, the power that gives you loads of combat things during Golden Ages. That's just a bonus. Polynesia is really good for a diplomat. Is for when you're on a archipelago map, because all your units can embark straight away, which is really good, and a couple of other things. And the Maori warrior is also good. It's a special unit. Um, Augustus Caesar. I've never actually used its special units, but the power 25% production towards any buildings that already exist in the capital. That is huge early game, and it'll especially come into effect mid game, like industrial era, that type of thing, because you've got all the buildings in your main city, and you're not really doing much unless you're a war thing. I've never actually played as a Shoshone because I haven't got Brave New World, but it's the power sounds really good. Founding city start with additional territory. Units receive a combat bonus when fighting within their own territory. That is huge. Additional territory? Don't have to worry about getting culture to grow as quickly. Don't have to spend all your gold. Receive a combat bonus when fighting in your own territory. Suggests that you're gonna have to play fairly defensive, or want to play fairly defensive. And the Pathfinder, I managed to find out, you get to choose what you get from ruins. Correct me if I'm wrong. Especially in this one. Right, nearly at the end now. I like playing the Songhai as Askia. In Gods and Kings and Brave New World, you get triple gold from barbarian encampments, and land units gain the war canoe and amphibious promotions. Amphibious means that you can attack over rivers and from sea without the combat disability. And the war canoe, I think, just protects you while you're embarked. And vanilla, it's alright as well because embarked units can defend themselves. That is pretty good. I can't remember what the Mandakalu cavalry does, but the Mud Pyramid Mosque is really good for, I think, faith. When you're playing it on Brave New World, and it's really good on culture when you're doing it normal. Isabella, when you read it, you'd be like, "Oh, that's brilliant," but actually, um, it's too situational. If you discover it first, no, not if you discover it first, but you've got to have the wonders in your territory, and when you get a gold bonus for discovering a wonder, and is better if you're the first to discover it. But there are hardly any things in the there are hardly any natural wonders in the game, and they're going to be fairly well spread. So you're not going to be really getting them in your territory without maybe going for a military.